conversation. I hope you're doing well, and I wanted to touch bases with the topic here. Really unique, real kind of cool, clever, depending how you're looking at it, and what it might actually fit one of your real estate investing goals. But it's called multifamily, or 2 houses or 3 houses on 1 lot APN. What does that mean? Well, what does it mean is how many houses can there be on 1 lot that can be financed? So for example, an APN is going to be what is recognized by the county or the local area as a legal description of some kind, where it's the marker of your given lot, and it's the official name with the county. Well, if it's 1 APN, just one of them, and there's multiple houses, whether that's a main house with a granny unit and or a third ancillary unit of some kind, as long as they're all on that 1 lot, they technically can be financed as a single family residency home. Meaning, if I went to go purchase it, and let's say it's my primary residency, I could do a 5 or 20% down loan, and that can tend to be cheaper than a traditional investor loan, and it allows me to be able to buy my main house and rent out those secondary units and finance underneath that very simple, streamlined, traditional, conventional FHA loan, or a VA loan even. I've seen them. So that's a really clever trick. There's some nuances to it. Most people will assume, oh, there's 2 houses on it, I probably can't finance it. Or some lenders say, oh, there's 2 houses, we can't finance it. Well, again, the trick comes down to how many APNs are there? Is there 1? And if there's just 1, you should be able to do it. And if not, call me, let's talk. I've got lenders that can help get it done. But if there's 2 houses and there's 2 lots and the seller's trying to include them together, depending how convoluted it is, that's going to be a scenario where, that traditional financing might not work out. And the reason I say that is because a bank will only really link things to 1 APN or 1 title dynamic with the county. So when you have 2 properties on 2 separate lots, it gets a little tricky. There are clever ways sometimes that can work, but in most cases it doesn't quite. And so that's where the clever part is 2 houses or multiple houses on 1 APN. That's where something on my end, I'm able to track that down and figure it out for you. So as you're searching, if this is a chord that strikes with you where you're thinking, hey, the mortgage is getting up there pretty high, but it wouldn't be so high if I could rent out part of the property, but I don't want a roommate, and that's the nuance here. Folks want a rental, or they want to rent or have a roommate, somebody split the cost because they don't need a big house, but they don't want to have that person making noise in the same structure as them. So that's where that secondary residency of some kind comes in play. It's really cool. A lot of counties are actually really becoming flexible on adding these ancillary or granny units to the properties. And again, this comes back to the dynamic of there's a housing shortage and there is a demand and a need in a lot of areas for housing. And this is one way to make that go to your benefit if you're a buyer, or even if you're a seller. Something to think about is if you've got that 1 house on 1 lot traditionally financed, you could add a secondary unit depending on your home setup with the county, with working with a contractor. You can get that added unit, and now you can have that extra revenue coming in. And in some cases, that actually can really allow people to sometimes either retire early or go on vacations more, or be able to road trip, however you want to look at it. That extra income can truly benefit that end user. It's funny enough, people are like, oh, nobody would pay anything for it. You wouldn't pay nothing for something like that. And you'd be really surprised what people are paying to stay in an ancillary unit, because again, it's very similar to an apartment in the sense of square footage and those dynamics, but here's the kicker. The big thing is going to be, it's much quieter, tends to be better location, and there tends to be quite a few less rules and more privacy again. So those are the big things where people will say, hey, what's an apartment studio charging of some kind? 1 bedroom, 1 bath apartment charged for? And they'll just transfer that right to what the ancillary room, the ancillary costs would be, whatever their structure is. And so, for example, some folks are getting them done for like 60, 70 grand, getting these ancillary units added on. And when you think of if you could roll that into like a HELOC loan for 10 to 15 years of some kind of tied to your mortgage, your monthly payment on it's like $200-300 a month. And in reality, you'd be getting $1,000 potential dollars in this given market where we're at, $1,000 for it. So there's that $700 you could go towards paying down that HELOC even faster, or you can put that into your pocket for revenue of some kind. And now what's really cool is now you're getting the other tax benefits and taxes. I love my tax professional. If you need a recommendation, I'd be happy to pass their info to you. That is going to be your best friend. If it's not your best friend, then they should be. And and if you want a convincing, please call me. I'd be happy to explain why. But when you talk about rentals and other dynamics and being self-employed, those are the huge perks, is the tax benefits by taking that risk. So again, ancillary units, 2 lots or 2 houses on 1 lot, and there is so much scalable benefit to it as well. But keep it in the back of your mind if you're thinking about it, and or if you're needing extra revenue on your current home. Please reach out. I'm happy to make some contacts and help you get introduced to the right folks to get a goal achieved. So thank you for tuning in to the Casual Convo with Zack Scicluna, myself, and wishing you a good one. Please do like, subscribe, comment down below. I'd be happy to answer any questions. And please do pass your info along. And if you know anybody that might be interested in using the knowledge that I do have to help them through their process of buying or selling real estate, please go to my website and refer a friend. You both will be entered into a raffle to get a weekend getaway. And we're doing those on a monthly basis, so I'd be honored to get you in there, and I'd be honored to help that friend or family member of yours. So stay well, thank you, until next time.